Hello guys, welcome back to another tutorial of easy programming with C++. Today I show you how to use the void function in C++ easily. What you see on the screen is a program that I did a few months ago. I showed you a video tutorial on how to do this. Sorry about that. It's a tip calculating program. The program asks for the bill, the people, and the tip, and it calculates the total tip and how much each person will pay, and displays the tip, the total, and the total out onto the screen. So before I enter the function or input the function, I'll run the program and show you what it looks like. You debug, and it runs. It asks you for how much is the bill. We'll use something simple such as $100. How many people will be splitting the bill? Again, we'll use something easy, $5. And what's the percentage of the tip? Well, let's say 10%, which will add an extra $10 to the bill for under $10. And here's the output. The total tip at 10% is $10, and each person will pay $22. That makes a lot of sense. So with the void function, we're going to convert this part of the program, which is the calculation, and input it into a void function, which will return both the total tip and the total from the function into the main program so that we can reuse it. Once again, if you want to know where this program came from, where all these code came from, I recommend you check out my other video where I show you how to write a tip calculating program. So instead of writing a brand new program, I'll be reusing this program just so you get practice. Just like with the value returning function, I'm going to declare the function outside of the main program up here. We're going to start off with the function type. In this case, it's void, and followed by the function name. I'm going to call it tip calc. Remember to open parentheses, and we're going to tell the program which variables to take down. And inside the function, we tell it what the parameters are. The parameters are the variables that we'll be setting down. As you can see in the main program, we have 5 variables. You have people, bill, tip, and total. So we'll be doing int people, float bill, float tip, float total tip, and float total. As you can see, I have to tell the program what type of variable it is in front of every single parameter list. I don't know if there's a way around it, but I recommend you do this. It's not that difficult. It separates everything. As you can see, people is int. It's an integer because we can't have half a person, so I'm keeping that integer. And to implement the function, I'm going to copy and paste that right up to the semicolon, but not the semicolon itself. And I'm going to go outside the program on the bottom, paste it, and open some braces so it looks like a main program within itself. Since void functions don't require you to return a value, you can return as many as you want, or you can actually output the program right onto the screen through the function. I'll show you how to do it both ways. If you want to do it within the main program, you're going to have to reference some stuff. I'll show you that as well. But right now we're going to move the calculation part of the main program. I'm going to cut and paste it into the function total tip. But remember, we're not done. We have to tell the program to actually use the function to actually send the values down to the function. In this case, we'll be sending down bill, people, and tip. Those values will be initialized, but we'll also have to send down total, tip, and total because I mentioned it inside the parameter list of the function, and those values will be returning back to the function through the parameter list once I'm done with the program. So we're going to have to call the program. I called it tip calc, parentheses, people, bill, tip, total, tip, and total. Once again, you don't need the type of variable inside this, but unlike the ones inside the function parameter list, these variables have to be the same as whatever you declared up here. But the variables up here can be anything you want. You can change it to P, B, T, total tip, it really doesn't matter. But here they have to be the same because they're associated with the function by location and not by actual name of the variable, which is pretty handy sometimes. So you may be thinking, if I run this, it'll run, because it'll be sending back the total tip and total through the function parameter list. But if I run it, it'll give me a few runtime errors, because the value of total tip and total aren't initialized. And for things to work, you have to either initialize them or send them back as references. But I'm going to run it right now and show you the error that I get. See, this will run. It'll take the values, so we'll do 100, 5, and 10%. But if I press enter, it'll give me an error. There it is. It says runtime check failure. Number 3, the variable total is being used without being initialized. If I press continue, it'll go to total tip. Continue, continue. It'll show it 2 more times, and there. What's outputted is some random mess that was in the memory location before the program ran. So just press enter, it'll close the program. So to fix this issue, we have to send the values of total tip and total back by reference. And to do this, we're going to use the ampersand sign. It should be right above your 7 key on your keyboard. I'm going to put it right after the float. You don't need to put it inside the main program. And up here, when you do it, you can do it right next to the float, right before the total tip, or right in between with the space in front and back. But as long as the ampersand is there, it'll work. I'm going to go down here into the function header, and I'm going to put the ampersand sign there and the ampersand sign there, just so that it's the same. And now if I run it, it'll run perfectly, because the program will be sending down the values of people, bill, and tip to the program here, people, bill, and tip, and it'll wait for the values of total tip and total by reference from these 2 parts. And the values here will be sent back from these 2 calculations. If I run it now, it'll run perfectly. Let's run it. There. This is how much is the bill. We'll do 100. How many people will be splitting the bill? 5. What's the percentage of the tip? 10%. And there you have it. So total tip at 10% is $10, and each person will pay $22. There's your void function. But as I said earlier, void function differs from a value returning function, is because you can, even though you can send back as many variables or many values as you want through the parameter list, you don't actually have to send anything back at all. You can actually output the result right inside the function, and I'll show you how that works as well. To do this, we're going to have to get rid of the references here. So we're going to just delete that. I'm going to go down here and delete the total tip and total, because we'll be outputting it onto the screen inside the function. And we're going to go into the main program and make sure we take these off. Since we won't be using the total tip and total inside the main program anymore, you can actually undeclare them, delete them from the declare list in the float. And what we're going to do is cut and paste this part of the screen, this part of the main program, and put it inside the function itself, so it'll output. But that's not all. Since we have no longer declared the total tip and total through the parameter list, we have to declare it inside the program, inside the function, as a local variable. So we're going to do float total tip, comma, total. And now these values are initialized, and now the program will run. As you can see, nothing is being sent back into the program through a reference or even a value returning function. It'll just be outputting onto the screen whatever is here. As you can see, the system pause is still inside the main program. It's because once the function is finished here, it'll automatically go back to the main function and complete whatever is under the declaration of the function up here. So let's run it. And it runs how much is the bill? 100. Oh, how many people is paying the bill? That's 5. And the percentages, let's do 20. And there you have it. The total tip at 20% is $20, and each person will pay $24, which makes sense. So as you can see, the void function is really special, and as you can see, the main program is really smaller than it was. It looks a little neater. You can actually put the prompt part of the function inside another function, another void function, and display it inside the function. It's pretty simple. I won't show that to you right now. Maybe I'll show that to you later on. But it's really simple. It's really cool, actually. And I hope that you've learned a little bit more about the void function today. I showed you how to do the value returning function in my last tutorial. As you can see, the void function is one of my favorites. It's actually my favorite from the two. And I hope to show you more complex programs using the void function and the value returning function in the future. Once again, remember you can visit my website at easyprogramming.net and look at my other programs. And if you want to know where the tip calculating program came from, you can actually look at my other program called the tip calculator, and I should be linking you to that from this video so you can have a look. If you have any requests on anything else that I can do for future programs, feel free to let me know. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe.